Good morning, students. Our today's topic is refraction through a prism. So, in today's class, we will derive the relation between the minimum deviation angle, prism angle, and refractive index. So, here you can see we have a prism. Now, the angle A, this angle is called the prism angle. This angle A, this is a prism angle. Now, PQ is our incident ray. It is falling in this prism. Now obviously now this outer medium is rarer medium. This medium is actually air, and the inner medium is denser medium. So this medium is glass medium. So PQ PQ ray is falling on this mirror. Falling on this prism. So obviously since the light ray is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, it will bend towards the normal line. Now here this is our normal line. This line, blue line, is our normal line. Correct? So it will bend towards the normal line. So it will bend like this. So now that means this angle is our incident angle I, and this angle is our refracted angle R1. Correct? Now at the point R, the light ray is again traveling from denser medium to rarer medium at this point R. Okay, so again at this point the light will again bend, but away from the normal line. So this light is traveling like this. So this line, the green line, this is our normal line. Sorry. So this line is actually our normal line, green line. Okay, so light is traveling like this, so it will bend away from your normal line, so it will bend like this. Okay, so this angle, outer angle, it is called emergent angle. Okay, and this angle is our refracted angle, second refracted angle R2. Now if you bend the if you extend this incident ray in forward direction, and if you extend this emergent ray in backward direction, then they will create an angle, and that angle is called deviation angle delta. So this angle, this blue angle, this angle is called deviation angle delta. So what is the deviation angle? Deviation angle actually shows the, so if there was no prism, so light is following which path? Light is following this path actually. So incident ray actually following this path. So if there was no prism, then light ray will follow this path. Now due to the prism, light ray actually following this path. So how much light deviates due to the prism, and this is called the deviation angle. So deviation angle shows the deviation due to prism. So this angle is called deviation angle delta. Now we will calculate the deviation angle and establish a relationship. So in this quadrilateral A, Q, L and R, this quadrilateral, what you can say, you know that in a quadrilateral, the sum of the two opposite angles must be equals to 180 degree. Correct? So from this quadrilateral, you can write that angle A, this angle, plus angle QLR. QLR means this angle. Okay, angle A plus angle QLR must be equals to 180 degree. Correct? Because in a quadrilateral, sum of the two opposite angles must be equals to 180 degree. So this is our equation number 1, first equation. Correct? Now from the triangle, this triangle QRL or QLR, this triangle. So you know that in a triangle, sum of the three angles must be equals to 180 degree. So from this triangle QLR, you can write that R1 plus R2 plus this angle QLR is equals to 180 degree. This is our equation number 2. Correct. Now comparing these two equations, if you compare these two equations, what you'll get in this equation? So you can write that angle A plus QLR is equals to angle R1 plus R2 plus QLR. Why? Because sum of these two angles is 180 degree and sum of these three angles are 180 degree. Okay, so you can say that sum of these two angles is equals to sum of these three angles. Okay, so A plus QLR is equals to R1 plus R2 plus QLR. So here QLR and QLR will cut. So from here you can write that angle A is equals to R1 plus R2. So this is our equation number 3. Now from the triangle QDR, this triangle QDNR, this triangle. Okay, so in this triangle, so let me first draw. This delta is outer angle. Okay, and this is angle R1 plus R2. This angle is this angle is inner angle delta 1 and this angle is delta 2. So you know that in a triangle sum of the two interior angles must be equals to is equals to outer angle. So sum of the two interior angles means delta 1 plus delta 2 is equals to outer angle is how much? Outer angle is delta. Okay, so or you can write delta is equals to delta 1 plus delta 2. So this delta is equals to delta 1 plus delta 2 from this triangle. Delta is equals to delta 1 plus delta 2. So this equation number 4. So what we will do? We will find out the value of delta 1 and delta 2 and then put the values of delta 1 delta 2 in this equation. So look at this cross now. This X like shape. I should use a arrow. So this cross. This one and this one. Correct. So in this cross, what you can say in this cross? So this angle must be equals to this angle. This angle is how much? This is your incident angle. I is equals to, and this angle is equals to how much? Delta 1 plus R1. Correct. So I is equals to delta 1 plus R1, or delta 1 is equals to I minus R1. So this is the value of delta 1. We have find out delta 1 is equals to I minus R1. Now look at this cross. This one and this one. What you can say from this cross? So the opposite, these two opposite angles must be equal. So that means the angle E, this angle must be equals to this angle, and this left side angle is how much? This angle is actually delta 2 plus R2. So you can write that E is equals to delta 2 plus R2, or from this equation you can write that delta 2 is equals to E minus R2. Okay, so this is the value of delta 2. Now you have to put the values of delta 1 and delta 2 in equation number 4. Okay, so now equation number 4. So the equation number 4 was delta is equal to delta 1 minus delta 2, delta 1 plus delta 2, and the value of delta 1 is I1 minus R1, and the value of delta 2 is E minus R2. So you can organize in this way: I plus E minus R1 plus R2. And what is the value of I1 plus R2? We have found in the equation number 1 was A is equals to R1 plus R2. So this was our equation number 1. A is equals to R1 plus R2. Correct. So from this equation number 3 was A is equals to R1 plus R2. So from equation number 3 you can write that in place of R1 R2 you can write A. So our final equation is delta minimum deviation is equals to I is what? Incident angle, plus E is the emergent angle, minus A is the prism angle. Now what you can say from this equation, delta is equals to I plus E. So this means, so when delta will be maximum and when delta will be minimum, delta is equals to I plus E. Suppose the value of A is 30. Suppose I am assuming that value of A is 30 degree. Okay, is the so when this delta will be maximum, when this I plus will be E is maximum, then delta will be maximum. Suppose I plus, when the I plus E is 50, so suppose we suppose assume two cases. So when suppose I plus is 50 and in one case I plus is equals to 40. So when delta will be maximum, when I plus E is 50, obviously then delta will be 20. When I plus E is 40, then delta will be 10. So if I plus E is maximum, then at that case delta will be maximum. If I plus E is minimum, then delta will be minimum. So from so delta will be maximum when I plus E is maximum, or you can write delta will be delta will be minimum when I plus I is equals to E. Correct. So in place of E you will write I. So delta minimum value of delta is actually delta will be minimum when I is equals to E. So in place of E you will write I. So delta minimum is equals to I plus I minus A. I plus I is 2I. So if you take A in the left side, okay, so it will become delta minimum plus A is equals to twice I, or I is equals to delta minimum plus A plus 2. Okay, so this is our, so this is one of the important equation of this derivation. Okay, now we'll apply Snell's law at the point Q. If you apply Snell's law in the point Q, then what you can write? You can write that n1 sine I is equals to n2 sine r1. Suppose this is our equation number A. Correct. Now again we will apply Snell's law at the point R. So at the point R, if you apply Snell's law, then we can write that n2 sine E is equals to n2 sine r2. Correct. This is equation number B. Suppose. Sorry. Now for when the angle is when the angle is minimum deviation angle, so at that point E is nearly equals to, or E is equals to I. So in place of E you can write I. So n2 sine I is equals to n2 sine r2. So this is suppose equation number B. Correct. Now we will compare these two equations. Now see, just look at these two equations, this one and this one. So left side of these two equations are same. Left side of these two equations are same actually. Okay, so in left side here you n1 sine I1, and here you have n1 sine I. Sorry, this will be n1 and this will be. So in the left side you have the same n1 sine I1. So you can here from this equation you can say that right side of this equation is equals to right side of this equation. Correct. So that means n2 sine r1 is equals to n2 sine r2. Okay. Okay. So we will just calculate. So n1. So we comparing these two equations, you will get n1 n2 sine r1 is equals to n2 sine r2. So n1 n2 will cut. So sine I1 sine r1 is equals to sine of r2. Now if sine r1 is equal to sine of r2, then here from here you can say that r1 is equals to r2. Correct. Now the equation number, our equation number was equation number 3 was A is equals to r1 plus r2. Now here we have found out r1 is equals to r2. So in place of r2, if you write r1, then right side of the equation will become 2r1, or r1 is equals to A by 2. Correct. Now from the equation number A was n1 sin I is equals to n2 sin r1. So n1 sin r I is equals to n2 sin r1. So what is the value of I? We just have found out in the previous case. We have found out value of I is how much? Delta minimum plus A divided by 2. Okay. So write delta minimum, sorry, So write in delta, so we have just replaced the I with a plus delta minimum by 2. And what is the value of R1? We just find out value of R1 is a by 2. So in place of R1 we can write a by 2. So n2 from this equation you can write that n2 cross multiply. So n2 will be n1 sine a plus delta minimum by 2 divided by sine of a by 2. Now if theta angle is, if angle is very small, so in place of sine theta you can write only theta. So similarly here sine theta, here we have sine of a plus delta minimum by, sorry, a plus delta minimum by 2. Okay, so in place of a plus delta minimum by 2 you can write only a plus delta minimum by delta m by 2, correct? Or here in the lower part you have sine of a by 2. So in place of sine, if the angle is very, a by 2 angle is very small, so in place of sine a by 2 you can write only a by 2. So removing sine, so n2 is equals to n1 sine n1 a plus delta minimum by 2 by divided by a by 2. Okay, now cross multiply n2 into a by 2 is equals to n1 a into delta minimum by 2. Okay, n2 into n1. Now what happens actually, n2 is actually our rare glass medium and n1 is the air medium. So in air medium refractive index of air medium is actually 1. So in place of n you can write 1, and in place of n2 we just write n. Okay, this is n actually. I have written in form of eta. So this is actually n. So n into a by 2 is equals to a plus delta minimum by 2. Now 2 will cut. So from here you can write that n into a is equals to a plus delta minimum. Okay, or delta minimum is equals to n in na minus a. So finally you can write that delta minimum is equals to, take common a, n minus 1. So this is your final equation, relationship between minimum deviation angle delta minimum prism angle a, and the n is the refractive index of which medium? Refractive index of the glass medium or prism medium. Prism is made of glass, so refractive index of denser medium or glass medium. So this is the relation between, this is the final relation. So you have to practice this one well. So thank you for today.